lot of people buy firearms and they think, cool, I'm good, but they don't get the training. How do you get somebody to be competent when it goes down? Because a lot of people aren't.
The easiest answer is training and consistency. You have to train as much as you can with whoever you can. In a situation like a home invasion scenario, no one's going to rise to the occasion. They're going to fall to the lowest level of training.
Now, I want to talk about something that a lot of people overlook. So people that maybe aren't trained in firearms, don't have any kind of military or any of that kind of background. A lot of people buy firearms and they think, cool, I'm good, but they don't get the training. So even if they do go and they go to a range and they can shoot perfect little groups and they're amazing, when it comes under stress and you have all these stress hormones running through your body, adrenaline, all of that stuff, you know, how do you get somebody to be competent when it goes down? Because, you know, as the song says, when the shit goes down, you better be ready. But a lot of people aren't.
Yeah, that's a great point. There's such a big irresponsibility to the gun owner that buys their firearm, they keep it in the nightstand, maybe they shoot once every few months or so. You're not doing yourself, you know, a justice. So to answer your question, the easiest answer is training, right? And consistency. You have to train as much as you can with whoever you can. You know, and I fully think that people should seek out to different instructors and see what works for them, what doesn't work for them, and take a little bit from everybody.
Right.
And but it's consistency. So, you know, in a situation like a home invasion scenario, no one's going to rise to the occasion. They're going to fall to the lowest level of training.
Yep.
And so, you know, like you said, they can be a great marksman, but they've never been in a stressful environment. So it's really, that's what I try to bring to people in the home, is giving them realistic views of what things might look like in that scenario. And we try to make it as stressful as we can, but something as even putting a time limit on something is a stressor. You know, you see people start to fumble just because they're trying to make time.
Right.
So the smallest little thing will add the extra stress. So yeah, easiest answer is consistency and training, but also formulating a plan. You know, so there's the debate on, do I keep my firearms loaded, unloaded, loaded but not chambered, you know, things like that. And so the best answer is whatever you're going to be most consistent with, and the best the most you train with, but you need to train through the motion, you know. So if you have a magazine in your firearm but you don't have it chambered, you need to train with, when I grab my gun, the first thing I'm doing is racking that slide. Now, you know, pros and cons. It's more time, it's more steps you're going to have to take under pressure, but if you build the muscle memory, you know, you're going to have a better chance of succeeding.
Got it. Yeah, I think that's really important. And one thing that I didn't realize was, you know, like, it's like before you get into your first fight as a young kid. I don't know if you ever got into fights as a kid, but
It's been a while.
yeah. but I remember my first like fight that I can remember as a kid, me and just some other kid, the adrenaline rush that happened. You know, it's like if you had asked me a day before, you know, hey, what happened if Jimmy tried to fight you? Oh, I'd whip his ass.
Yeah.
You know, but when it happens, your adrenaline goes and you start to get sloppy. And yeah, that's one thing that I didn't, you know, before we started working together, I never really had run through in my mind, like, oh, you need a standard operating procedure for everything, you know, and working through the muscle memory is super important. Just like getting in your car and you don't think about putting your seatbelt on, right?
Yeah, if you can have it be second nature, you know, that's gonna how you're gonna be the most successful. And so, and again, you don't have to have someone like me come into your home to do this, right? These are things you can do on your own. You can do them while, you know, watching TV in your house, when you're just going through, you know, basic functionality, or just, again, kind of formulating a plan of, like, it's hard. You don't want to game the situation, right? Because you never know what's going to happen, and you can train and train and train and train and train. You can have every scenario run through your head, and then, you know, you could be in a deep sleep and someone breaks in and you don't even hear them, and you don't know until it's too late. You know, that can happen. So you never want to game anything, because, you know, things are always going to be unexpected.